I'm not trying to be here for a long time. Just a good time. I got a lot of shit weighing on my mind. Weighing on my mind. So fucking serious. You niggas delirious. Said it with exclamation. But niggas can't fuck with me, period. Bitch, right off the back, I need y'all to flex. All of this stunting look good for my ex. All of these zeros look good on my checks. I got like 2 or 3 phones for business and bitches and still can't even answer a text. Yeah, we in a spot, we won't give it a rest. They be saying that liquor gon' catch up to you, nigga. It ain't caught up to me yet. I hit the road, I look like the man. Counting up 50s and 20s and 10s. I'm out of state, then give me a 10. Ballin' again, 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 again. Ballin' again, 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 again. That was the plan again, bitch, I'm the man again. Walk out of Louis and look like the mannequin. All the store management wanna know how much I spend, yeah. I don't fuck with it, she feisty. All of the niggas that's with me are shiesty. This is the reason these niggas don't like me, yeah. I gotta win, I gotta hit from the back when it's pricey. I gotta fly to Travis to Sightsee. She wanna fuck with a R&B singer. I hit her, I ducked her, I sent her a nice beat. I'm on a roll like the motherfucking dice beat. I'm catching pussy like I'm Jay Rice. I'm catching pussy like it was a flight. I'm in your city, what's up for the night?
What is up, legends? It's Mark here. And we fucking live, baby. What's good? What's poppin'? Happy fucking Saturday. Today, in this live, we have an Ask Me Anything, an AMA, if you will. Let's make it a fucking good one. I got about an hour set aside here today, guys. Maybe a little bit less, but let's just rip some fucking questions, man. Let's, I'm not going to choose every single question, obviously, but I am going to choose the good ones. So don't fucking spam the chat either. If you do, one of my lovely mods will probably call you a retard and boot you out of the live. And then I'll probably do the same myself. So with that said, let's fucking get into it, man. Let's get into it. I'm curious what tangents we're going to go on today. Let's see how my drawing skills are going to be fucking today. But holy shit, dude, last live, it's gonna be hard to top, man. If you haven't seen the live from, what was it, Tuesday or Wednesday, go fucking watch that shit, man. Very, very Picasso. All right. Let's see who we got going today. Vladislav, what's up, bro? All right, let's fucking get into the questions. Mizify, Gadget Boss. We got Vasu. I don't know where these names come from. Okay. Question from Spitzboy. How granular should I go on an avatar? So I'll tell you a very short story to answer this question. I had a student that joined BBA, which is my mentorship program. I do talk about it often. If you ever want to apply, click the first link in the description. And what happened was this student was using research. By the way, I think this is a good kid, and I told him this directly because it pissed me off so much. But he was spending so much time in research that he was using research as a means for procrastination. So yes, research is very, very important. It's one of the most important things in being able to create really good ads, really good funnels, and actually make money on the internet is like having good research of the people that you're selling to, of course. But there's absolutely, positively diminishing returns with this until you're above, like, let's say, spending 10K per day. If you're spending more than 10K per day, going extra psychotically fucking granular with your avatar research, you can probably extract a few nuggets and end up making those like mega winners. But to go from like 0 to 1K per day in revenue, not even in spend, like 1K a day, 3K, 5K per day, my answer is no. You don't need to go that granular. You need to do some solid research with AI. You can use a foundational doc for that. I would read through your research document yourself. Right? Yes, it's with AI, but I do think that if you read your actual research doc, that's like the one doc I really recommend you actually read, because you're probably going to extract things yourself that helps you fuel, potential ideas outside of AI. But beyond that, you can do a little bit of manual research. Other than that, just fucking do volume, bro. Like, do volume, do volume, do volume. The more shit that you test, the more stuff you throw against the wall, the faster you're going to make it. Period. Like, I see, we have a lot of people go through BBA, and it's very clear to me the specific habits that the winners are taking. Even when they have all the right coaching and opportunities, it's literally just how quickly are they moving? How quickly are they testing products? How quickly are they making ads? That is fucking it. That's fucking it. All right, next question. Hi, Mark. How can I start building as a senior student in high school? What kind of mindset should I have to start building wealth? What kind of mindset should I have to start building wealth? Well, I'm going to answer kind of the opposite question here. I think what you need, bro, is what are all the beliefs that you currently have about money that are holding you back from making it? Because if you're anything like me, I was not raised in a fucking rich household. I was relatively poor. And so unknowingly from my parents, I had a lot of these scarcity beliefs just injected into me from the time I was a conscious child. Money is hard to come by. You need to save any money that you get because you never know when the next is going to come. The only safe way to make money is to have a job. And you should try to get a high-paying job. All limiting beliefs, every single fucking one. Every single one holding me back from making more money. Probably holding you back as well. So in terms of like, how do I have like a wealth mindset? I think the first thing you need to do, bro, unless you got like a trust fund and you have some way to invest into assets, into businesses, into anything, you got to fucking build a business, man. Like there's only so many ways that you can make money. You can start a business, you can be an investor, you can have a job, or you can be self-employed. That is it. Cash flow quadrant, anyone? Cash flow quadrant? Huh? All right, you can be fucking W-2, employed. You can be 1099, self-employed. You can be an investor. Or you can be an... I don't want to spell all this out. Oh, well. Entrepreneur. There we go. Cash flow quadrant, baby. There's a thumbnail for this live. All right, next question. Question from Greg Merson. Should one has always to assume? Okay. Should you assume to be profitable the first day? The answer is no. If you're testing something new, I'm giving you guys a fantastic piece of advice right here. Set your expectations. Actually, let me draw this out because this is pretty complicated. Okay, if this is the floor, and this is like, best case fucking scenario up here. Make that a little bit bigger. Best case scenario. Your expectations, where do they go? You go all the way fucking down here. Why? Well, the perfect way to feel like shit is you working really, really hard on something, really hard, and you create this sense of attachment with it. attachment when you're launching something new fucks with your head. So if you're building a new store, launching a new product, doing something new, and you're actually putting like a lot of work into it, you really feel like this is going to be the one, throw every expectation that you have out the fucking window. This is the floor. You're going to put your expectations even lower than that. You're going to set them as low as you possibly can, because then, even if it fails, technically it was above your expectations. That's kind of the joking part. But really, it's about just controlling your emotions, because a lot of times you get so fucking emotional because you create this sense of attachment working so hard for so long on something. And there's one thing we know about quantum mechanics, about consciousness, about the things that ties together in the universe. If you are attached to something, if you're like chasing something, it's going to keep fucking running away. But if you are attracting said thing and you don't have the sense of attachment and you're just open and you let go that sense of detachment, then you're much more likely to enjoy the process. I'm not saying that that's going to improve the likelihood that things succeed. That would go way deeper into quantum mechanics and quantum physics and shit like that. Not for this live. But this is what's actually in your control. You do all this shit to test something new. As soon as you hit publish on your ads and you let it run, you can't fucking control anything. You can't control the traffic that Facebook is going to give you. Okay, these are all like, there's like an asterisk by each one of these things. But just for example purposes, this is the one thing you can control. Stoicism. Focus on what you can control. Everything else that's outside your control, let it go. Therefore, say your expectations low, something in your control, the outcome, the output, the results that come. There's nothing you can do to change those. All you can do is control your inputs and your expectations. Focus on that. All right, next question. My budget is limited. What can I do to advertise my product? If you can't spend at least $50 per day on ads, then don't run ads and instead go organic. You can do Instagram organic, TikTok organic, and YouTube organic. Shit, people even do Twitter organic, but I would focus probably mostly on IG and TikTok because conversion from YouTube is usually very, very poor. And the only limit there is your creativity. You can make virtually unlimited content. That's very high quality with AI for free. So there's no excuses. It's going to take, like, the thing is, if you're not running ads, the way to get to your goals, 2 ways. You guys know? 2 fucking ways to achieve your goals. Because you have to pay. You understand? You have to fucking pay something. If you want to call it an investment, call it an investment. But you have to invest with one of 2 things. Number 1 is your time. Number 2 is your money. So if you're gonna run ads, then you are you're buying data from Facebook using your money. So like if that's what you have some capital set aside, that's great. Run ads, you'll get there. If you don't have money to spend on paid advertising, you got to use your fucking sweat equity. You have to bust your ass posting organic content. And I'm talking, you'll probably post a couple hundred pieces of content. The thing is, most people just give up too early, or they're just not improving. Like every time you post something and it doesn't do well, that's a signal to you. It's a signal. It's a piece of data. In the same way that you run ads and you see your CPC, CTR, CPMs, hook rate, hold rate, your frequency, and then all the hard metrics after that on your funnel, they're all signals. They're all data points. In the same way that you're buying data with paid ads, with organic, you are simply getting data for free. I don't know how else to say it. Like you're getting data. It's different data, of course, but these are just signals to tell you what works, what doesn't, and how do you take what you just tested and improve upon it the next time that you launch an ad or the next time that you create a piece of content. This is true of your goals in general. This is not just true regarding like free and paid ads, like free marketing and paid advertising. This is also true with your goals. If you want to make 10K a month, 100K a month, you want to make $1 million a fucking month, you can pay with your time or your money. Other people are making millions of dollars a month right now, and you can pay them to learn from them. They're not going to do it for free. Why would they? They make 300 times the amount of money as you. And that's a fair value exchange, bro. Are you fucking kidding me? You fucking kidding me? You mean to tell me I can go and pay somebody who gives a fuck how much it is? I can go and pay somebody and they'll tell me these are all the things that I did wrong and all the things that kept me from hitting, $1 million a month, let's say. There you go. Do you know how much time it would take me to experience each and every one of those individual failures that person went through that I now get to avoid? Like, you guys may think the whole coaching and consulting and guru fucking space is a bunch of bullshit. And don't get me wrong, there is a lot of bullshit out there. But do you understand how mind fucking this concept is? Like, the fact that you can just approach people, pay them money, learn things from them that would otherwise cost you, in this case, not just a shitload of time, but also a shitload of money. And you can just completely avoid it. Like, we so often take for granted this fucking day and age that we live in, bro. I swear. Because that's fucking awesome. That is fucking awesome. Vikash said, I've spent over 10K in courses. Bro, there's a particular guy that I've been in his mastermind for years. And I really like this dude. My LTV with him is over 6 figures. By far. It may be multiple 6 figures at this point, actually. And that's just with one guy. I've invested shitloads of money in my own education. Fucking shitloads. Don't let, these fucking piece of shits in this space deter you from investing in yourself. Please. Because, yes, there's bad programs out there, but that doesn't mean that investing in yourself is bad. Doesn't mean that all courses are bad, all mentorships are bad. That's not at all what that means. It just means you fucking picked the wrong one. And maybe it's getting harder for you to pick the right one. But this entire concept of being able to steal all the learnings from other people and just completely, cut the learning curve is crazy. And you can do it without leaving your fucking bedroom. What the fuck? It's still crazy. Anyways, let's see. Next question. Yo, Mark, what do you think about Cal data for product research, or should I stick to Get Hooked? So you can use Cal data for product research. I don't do it a ton. The reason why is because marketing with TikTok Shop and paid ads is inherently different. So I wanted to see stores ultimately that are driving a lot of traffic on paid, because then I know that I can make it work on paid. Yeah. D2C Jacob, my man. Bro gets it. Bro gets it. Hey, Mark, how do I know if I've found a winning creative, and what do I do with the winning creative? Okay, so I'm going to tell you the true answer, and then I'm going to make it really, really applicable to you. The true answer of what makes something a winning creative is it depends. If I were to go to somebody like Rise, like the owners of Rise, who is doing well over 300 million a year, and I would say, how do you define a winning creative? They would give me a completely different answer than somebody who is currently doing 1K per day, or who is spending $100 per day. Excuse me. Completely different answers. And all a winning creative means is you have spent enough money on a particular creative, and that has returned you enough new customers that it allows you to be able to scale that within your target KPIs. And I know that's super duper broad, so let me make it more specific. Generally, what I tell people for BBA, let's say, and my rule that I use personally on stores that aren't spending a ton, is $500 in total spend. That's kind of piece number one, because if it has less than that, yes, it's kind of working its way up. It's showing good signals. Is it really a winner yet? Not really. Hasn't really spent that much. So I think $500 is actually the first point. But you could say if, a particular creative has, 5 new customers at a profitable ROAS, maybe that's it for you. That would be a kind of even a step below this. But let's say $500 in spend. The second thing that I'm looking for is under my, we'll just do target CAC, under my target cost per acquisition. So let's say my target acquisition based off my own economics is going to be, I need to get a $50 CPA. If I get a $50 CPA, and I maintain that average across my entire account, I'll be at 30% profit margins. By the way, if you don't know these numbers, I put together a spreadsheet where you just fill out a few cells and it'll tell you exactly the CPA that you need at each level to have like specific margins in your business. So if you want that, just after this live is over, go to my Instagram and DM me the word, I think it's metric is the one that I use for that. So yeah, after this live, go to IG, DM me the word metric. The mods can confirm if that's the right one. I honestly don't remember. I give away a lot of shit. So anyways, this will be kind of the second point here. It's like target CAC, let's say it's at 50, but it's beneath my target CAC. If it was above my target CAC, it's probably not even profitable. All right. So number 3, these are actually the most important ones that I look at. I don't look at ROAS a ton, to be real with you, in the beginning stages of launching new creatives, because for many funnels that I run, they're high AOV funnels. And when you have a high AOV funnel, getting one individual customer explodes your fucking ROAS. So if we have like what I call a full funnel buyer, which means they buy every single thing in your funnel, that could be like your total funnel value, your TFV of like $400. If you have $400 full funnel value and you get a sale at like 200, you're at a 2x ROAS, you know? It looks incredible. But your target CAC is like 80. So you're actually more than double your target CAC. But you got one sale, makes everything look better than it actually is in reality. And because the reality is you just got fucking lucky. That creative, that ad, you just got lucky. Ads need to prove themselves. And creative testing campaigns, like if there's one thing I should tell you guys about creative testing, they have to fucking earn the right to scale. You have to earn it. True winners will present themselves. It'll be relatively clear if an ad is a winner or not, because of course it depends on the degree to which it is a winner. But for example, if I find a creative, it spends $500 a day, it's within my target CPA, and like I said, that was kind of it. I was going to add one about ROAS, but really, who gives a shit? If it spends $500, I'm like, cool, I'm going to go dupe this guy into my scaling CBO. I dupe it. It immediately starts taking like 50% of the spend, starts destroying. I'm like, holy shit, super profitable, even better than the creative testing campaign. Let's try these other 3 methods to scale this creative in the ad account. And we do like boom, boom, boom. And they all work. Like that's how you know you have a true winning creative, because no matter what you test it with, it fucking works. You test it with bid caps, you test it with CBO, ABO, cost caps, cost per result. You test it with target ROAS. You test with, in the creative testing, in the scaling campaigns, you test it like everything that you try, every country, every geo, every demo fucking works. Those are those hero creatives. When I was talking about the kind of the spectrum of winning creatives on my live earlier this week, whatever live was right before this one, you guys can go check it out. It was a great live. That would be one that would land on like the S tier, because everywhere you put it, it fucking performs. All right. But the true answer is all this shit is highly dependent on your own economics. For most of you, your economics should be pretty simple because you're probably just getting off the ground. But I know there's a lot of guys who watch my stuff, doing 7-figure a month plus. And if that's you, you guys know the game changes entirely. And the only true answer is it depends on your target economics. Depends on like, if you talk to like real legit brand owners, this is, I think I talked about going with that ROAS point, but media buy off of CAC. Oh, I remember I was going with it. So yeah, for guys that are doing, 7 figures plus, usually don't even media buy off of something as simple as ROAS. It'll be something like their contribution margin. It'll be something like new CAC or just NCAC or CAC. NCAC and CAC are the same thing. I swear to God. If you guys don't know any of these words, drop it in the chat and I'll explain them, okay? That's what I'm fucking here for. I do have a lot of acronyms, bro. I really do. I really fucking do. All right, next question. If I join BBA, do I get access to your ads creative system, the one you emailed about on May 13th? Yes. Okay. Sobin man. I'm stuck at 10K per day. What's the biggest problem there? How do I go deep into the research? All right, I've just fucking lost the question, but uh so first off, you need to ask better questions. Like if you're stuck at 10K per day, how do you know that the avatar is your constraint? Like is it true that you not going deep enough into the avatar is the real constraint for you not being able to scale past 10K per day right now? Maybe it is, maybe it's not. I can't tell you exactly why you're stuck at 10K per day without really looking at your data, but I can give you the framework for diagnosing it. And it should always start with this process of identification of constraints. So what happens a lot of times for people is they reach these, actually this is exactly how fucking ecom is in general. It's basically like this. Oh, that's a beautiful line. Wow. Incredible. All right, down here we got time. And then over here we have monthly rev. Okay. So this is what it's like doing ecom. And anybody that's scaled, you fucking know what I'm talking about. You first kind of find your first winning product, your first few winning creatives. You scale up typically to around 1 to 3K per day. All right, you hit like 1 to 3K per day. That's right around here. As soon as you do that, you stagnate and you're like, fuck, every time I try to spend more money on ads, my CPA rises. I can't spend more profitably. I don't know what to do. I'm testing a bunch of creatives. I can't find any winners. And then boom, you start to find new winners. Maybe you unlock a new format. Maybe it's a new angle. But then you start to ride this trend. And you start scaling. And everything is going great. And then you get like your ad account disabled or something and it stagnates. But usually the next level people kind of stagnate at is around 10K per day. Like first it's usually 1 to 3. Then it's like 8 to 15, I would say. So that's like right here. Now, if you're stuck here, I actually believe getting from 300K per month to, you said 10K per day. So 300K per month going to $1 million a month. What are the biggest reasons for you stagnating there? Again, the whole thing about constraints, that really is the answer. But typically it's easy to identify the constraints at each level because I talk to a lot of guys that are stuck at each stage. At 300K, usually it's team building systems and you're not able to increase your input without seeing like a loss in quality. Like maybe it's super duper dependent on you. You're the one making all the creatives. You don't really have any team members helping you out. You don't have creative strategists. You don't have media buyer, etc. You probably need team members and you probably need better systems, most likely, to get you to that level, because you need to go from testing, let's say you're testing like 10 creatives a day, you need to go from like 10 to 40. But you can't do that if you're the only one doing it. Or if you are testing more creatives and your win rate is not staying at least proportional, then you need a better creative strategist, or you need a creative strategist period, or you need better editors. Now, I think the next benchmark would be around like, I would say 60, let's say like 40 to 80K per day. I would say right around there. Should be up here, but I'm not going to talk about that one because that's probably not a lot of people in this live. But yeah, this is basically how ecom goes. Is you scale, you hit a constraint. A lot of times at this higher level, actually, you get constrained by inventory. Like, because many of my brands, they're not drop shipping anymore. We own the stock. We fully own everything. We own the IP. And that means we hold our stock at a 3PL. So it's not just like, oh, I get an order, my drop shipping supplier will ship it out. No, we have to ship that from our own warehouse. We have to pay for stock ourselves. it's legitimate. So it is a little bit different. Okay, I saw you guys ask the questions about the terminology. Let's see, did I miss it? Somebody said, what is a creative? So a creative is simply the visual asset associated with your ad. So most people are running ads on, Facebook, on Instagram, and it'll look a little something like this. Like this. Right, where you got like the little profile photo, you got like the name, you maybe got like some primary text here. And then this is a, this is a video. And then you have the little CTA button, you have your headline, you have your subheadline, etc. So like this is your ad. This is the phone. This piece right here, Jesus. This piece right here is the creative. Sometimes it's an image, sometimes it's a video, but it's literally just the creative asset associated with your ad, because the whole ad is actually this. The whole ad is including, the CTA button, your destination URL, the headline, the description, the primary text, the page. The whole thing is your ad. The one visual piece is your creative. All right, next question. Would you say Lovable is a good website builder? No. Honestly, these vibe coding apps, bro, I think the necessity for them is going away super fast, because you can build something just as good, if not better, and faster just with Claude alone. And then you only need one subscription. These are just wrappers, guys. I don't know if you guys remember the days last year where everybody was just creating wrappers. It's like a GPT wrapper, Claude wrapper, wrapper. That's what Lovable is. It's a good fucking wrapper, but it's a wrapper nonetheless. Just go direct to source. All right, next question. Hey, Mark, I'm on a ABO. The campaign is... Let me try that again. Question from TJ. Hey, Mark, I'm on a ABO. The campaign is running at 100 a day, and I got a sale yesterday and today midday with no immediate buying intent. Today midday with no immediate buying intent. Ads are at 10% CTR 1.3 CPC. Fuck! 10% CTR 1.3 CPC. Your CPM's gotta be relatively high. What is the question? I think you're at 100 a day. You got a sale yesterday and today probably nothing. Man, okay, it's either one of two things. Either your PDP is not good enough, or the ads that you're running are getting way too many curiosity clickers, and you're not speaking with enough purchase and buying intent in your copy. All right, next question. Don't do ecom, but love you, man. Appreciate that. Testing J4X. I do YouTube faceless shorts. Cool. If I started ecom today with zero knowledge, how long would it take me to see success? Come on, bro. You know how this game works, man. There's no answer that I can just give you and be like, you're gonna be successful in 3.5 weeks exactly. Like it entirely depends on you. Entirely depends on you. How much work are you putting in? How many products are you testing? Are you, showing up for coaching? Are you getting guidance, mentorship of some sort? Entirely depends on you. Some people, even inside of VBA, like the first student, not the first student, we have students that their first product is the winner, and then they scale to 1K per day and beyond with that. That's rare, I'll be honest with you. Usually it takes a few, but every once in a while it happens. I actually prefer that doesn't happen because then it gives you like a warped view of what works and what doesn't. You think it's way easier than it is. And then eventually that product will die, that creative will die, whatever it is. And you go back to ground zero, and it's actually worse than the original ground zero you were at before you found that first winner, because you thought you knew shit, but you just got a little lucky. I'm inside BBA since 9th of July. Can't find it anywhere. Drop it in the WhatsApp, bro. We'll find it for you. I don't know exactly what resource you're talking about, but you guys you get it inside of BBA, of course. Next question. Igor. Hi, Giga Chad. What do you think about arbitraging products to EU and selling them there without any sort of competition? Well, Igor, I hate to break it to you, pal, but that's nothing new. That's to say there's without any sort of competition is just not true. EU, the whole concept of EU dropshipping, which is what you're speaking of, started to get popular in like 2020, 2021. And that's just when it was popular. People were doing it well before then. So it's nothing new, I promise. That being said, it's still going to be way less competitive than any big four country. It's going to be way less competitive than the US, way less competitive than, you know, the UK, Australia. But it's still a solid strategy. I'll be honest. The only thing is, of course, you want to make sure it's fully native. So translating into the currency, adopting any payment and purchasing processors associated with said country. And yeah, it can definitely work, bro. 100%. Charismatic Froggy. Hey, Marcus, run more Adzimus. That's a good one. Best AI that takes the least hand-holding for killer copy, or it's impossible, and chiefing is the important part. It's not impossible, but I would never say that you should launch copy without chiefing it regardless. So I would say the best model is still going to be Claude, but it's going to be all the older ones. It's not going to be, definitely not going to be Opus 5. It's not going to be Fable 5. For damn sure, it's not going to be Fable 5. Holy shit. They nerfed that so fast. Not nerfed, that's not the right word. They gated. I guess you could say they gated it. But I would use the earliest possible Sonnet models for copy until eventually they're deprecated. But yeah, I don't know, man. I kind of want to try out like Kimi, like the new Kimi models that are, you know, the open source models, and see how those are specifically in regards to like how gated they are. Because what's going to happen, guys, with AI and LLMs is the tech is going to keep getting better for sure, but it's also going to be way more controlled. Way more controlled. I think we all already see this, but there's very clearly like agendas within these LLMs. They're being trained on specific viewpoints. We all see that, but they're also being trained on what they can and cannot say. So in regards to copy, and you're talking about like direct response, you know, principles, even something as simple as like an open loop. I haven't seen this happen, just as an example. You know, it could like flag it and say like, I'm not doing that. This is like manipulation or whatever. But like, everything is fucking manipulation. Like just having a conversation with your, you know, with your family and asking them to do something is manipulation. Has anybody been running Kimi, by the way? I see Cootie Printer said Kimi totally worth it. Has anybody else run open source models or Kimi and had really good results? Said, yeah, I feel like the more intelligent models get, the more shit copy gets. Yeah, bro, but that's a good fucking thing. It's a good thing, bro. That makes it easier for people like us, I promise you. Because then the people that really are fucking stupid. Not even retarded. Retarded would be a compliment. They're not going to be able to just go, write me some AI copy, 3x ROAS, make no mistakes. It's better for us because we know how to. We still got a few brain cells up here. If we look really deep. It said Kimi's so good they're trying to ban it in the US. Really? Interesting. Wow, I'm getting very mixed signals about Kimi. Is there any open source model that's actually worthwhile? Because I think they're always going to be behind, unfortunately. It's like, are you going to compete on a nonprofit being the biggest company in the world, or are you going to compete on a big fucking for-profit corporation? I'm seeing Kimmy's dog water. DeepSeek V4 is amazing. Yeah, let's see. Fucking guys are funny. All right. Anyways, I'm getting distracted. Let's go back to the Q&A. Which model do you use on Claude? Just rewind a few minutes. When in the testing phase, how do you know when you have enough data for meta ads? When all ads are capped at 1,000 impressions and they all run out? Like, it depends. Like when you have enough data for what? Because if you're testing a new product and you're only testing the product, then you want to look more so at the campaign level and see how things are doing there. Of course, you'll go into the ad sets and the ads and everything, but you want to start at the campaign level and just be like, how's it doing? And usually 1,000 impressions is a good baseline place to start for understanding the performance of a creative. But I don't look at impressions, to be honest with you, because you have to factor in CPMs. If you test an ad and it has $500 CPMs, you're gonna have to spend $500 to get those 1,000 impressions. So I would probably look at spend and the relation between spend and your target CPA. Simple as that. Are you playing Dino Blade? I have no idea what that is, bro. Who would you pay for one-on-one coaching that's actually worth it? You know, I don't think you guys know most of the people that would pay for one-on-one coaching. Like I could say their names, it wouldn't even clock for you guys. But that should also tell you something. I am playing slightly a different game than many of you, but some of the people that I'm paying one-on-one have like zero social media online presence whatsoever. Interesting. All right, next question. Do you have problems with eye vision after sitting so long near a PC? Don't you see how good my drawings are, bro? There's no way I have eye issues. Look at this. Oh, look at this. Okay, that was not that good. Look at this. Cash flow quadrant, bitch. Oh, it's not enough? Boom. Boom. Wait, I think I had some more. Look at this. I fucking freeballed all of this shit. I didn't plan any of this. I just think of it. That's the difference between me and a lot of other motherfuckers out there on YouTube. I know this shit so well. I just freeball it, and me freeballing is better than any fucking planning that other motherfuckers could do. They can plan their entire fucking life. Won't be as good as my freeballing. Look at this shit. Okay, that's enough. Let's get that ego in check, Mark. You really ain't doing shit. All right. Let's let's go to the next question. Oh man, that's funny. When you say better creative, what does that mean in action? And what does it mean that Facebook doesn't like aggressive ads? My CPMs have been around $200 CPMs in the roofing niche. You may be, if you're running in the roofing niche, okay. I need more details. I need to know what geos you're running in. Like, are you capping it locally? Are you doing like a local service-based business where you're doing roofing? So you set like the local city radius to like 50 miles out, you know, within Dallas? Or are you doing all US? Because if you cap the audience, that'll absolutely increase the CPMs. But let's say you're not doing that because you're listening to an ecom motherfucker talking right now. What I mean by aggressive ads is simply, usually it's making a lot of claims, having really unrealistic visuals. It's mostly like the claims, bro. It's mostly the claims and like I guess you could say identity assignation. What I mean by identity assignation is assigning somebody on Facebook an identity through them reading your copy. So, for example, if you have a hook that says, "This is the reason you've been struggling with diabetes for the last 7 years and nothing else has worked." Do I know the person on the other end of the phone has diabetes? No, I'm assigning them that identity. Yeah, okay, you said, thank you for the all caps. That's funny. Okay, $200 CPMs, $400 spent, USA targeting broad CBR running video ads, VSL specific personas, pet niche, leading with pain, but my ads are not aggressive. I'm desperate. They probably are a little bit aggressive, but you know, let's say they're not. What matters also is not only your ads, but also your lander. So how aggressive is that? If you have a lot of before and afters, crazy transformations, unrealistic expectations, claims, those can definitely increase your CPMs. And so if you want to know if that's actually the case, you can just test driving to a pre-lander that Facebook's you can just test driving traffic to a pre-lander that Facebook's bots can't get through. So think of like a quiz funnel where you have to click through 20 different things before you actually get to the the product or the offer or whatever it is. The bots are not going to make it all the way through. Not the bots. What is the word I'm looking for? Technically there are bots, but they're crawlers, I guess. So you need to test new formats. I would test new landers to kind of rule that out, because a lot of times I see guys running very aggressive landers, and no matter what they do creatively, the lander is actually the reason why their CPMs are so high. There's also a lot of things in the ad copy specifically, like the primary text. Even though you're running video ads, there's a lot of stuff in primary text that can increase your CPMs by far. A lot of people don't know that, actually. I think the primary text is Facebook looks at quite a bit, not in terms of like persuading people per se, but in terms of determining your targeting, determining who to show your ads to, and determining your CPMs, because I've ran a lot of tests on primary text before. And one thing that I noticed is increasing the usage of using all caps like you did to ask me this fucking question. When you increase the amount of all caps words that you have, your CPMs will go up. Because I had a student one time that, he's trying to be very smart with getting people to click on his ads. He wrote the entire thing in all caps. His CPMs was $800. Now, that's an extreme example, and that's why I tested a lot of less extreme examples, but that's just with all caps. Think about all the other things that Facebook can penalize you for and give you these soft rejections by increasing your CPMs. There was a tool, how do I even find this? So one thing I know Facebook looks at is overall copy sentiment. And so there's some programs that you can run. Bro, this is crazy. This is good shit. Don't tell anybody this. So you can go put your copy in either the creative or the primary text itself. I would do both, but definitely the primary text, actually. And you want to make sure that the overall sentiment is not leaning or skewing negative. It should be either neutral or ideally positive. And so, for example, if you're using a lot of fear-based language in your copy and you go and put that in a sentiment analysis, it's not going to be neutral. It's going to be polar, and it's going to be polar in a negative direction. Bro, I learned this in 2019. And I actually had this this website that I would use that would run sentiment analysis on copy. And I actually did a lot of testing back then to see, like, why does this app... I remember this so well, bro, actually. I was selling a pillow. I was selling a fucking orthopedic pillow. My drop shipping ass. And it was getting rejected constantly. I was like, what? It's literally just a pillow. Like, it's a photo of a pillow. How is this getting rejected for health violations? And the answer was it was all from my copy. And that's how I was able to find that out. Because I read the copy, I was like, this is not that aggressive. And then you put it through some, some sensitive sentiment analysis, you're like, oh, I guess Facebook views it as it's polar and negative. Cool. All right. I shouldn't have said the all caps thing. I'm not going to answer your question if you type it in all caps or just because you type it in all caps. All right, let me do let's do one more question here, guys. Okay, let's see. Is paid ads still profitable with offers like offers offer offers from affiliate marketing networks like ClickBank? Um, one of my homies was, one of the top affiliates on ClickBank for many years, and he's a smart motherfucker. He doesn't do it anymore. So that should tell you something. All right, let me do one more. I can't. Trinity. Yeah, whatever. Use TikTok ads. I switched to TikTok because Facebook CPM's way too high. Metrics on TikTok are amazing. 10-cent CPC, 20% CTR, but no conversions. Target Canada, very low add to cart and purchase initiated rate. Okay, so here's some uncomfortable truth that once again any big brand owner will tell you. Facebook is fucking king, and there's a reason that it's king, because it has fucking buyers. I'll tell you a short story. I got fucked by Facebook so many times in 2019. So many fucking times. They were doing no ad account rejections whatsoever for a while. Like, it wasn't even something that you had to deal with. You could basically just fucking run whatever. And then they started to really crack down. And like I've said before, they go through these seasons, these band waves. And I was going through a band wave, and this was the first time me doing it. There's no fucking content on YouTube on how to get through a banned ad account. You understand? There wasn't any content on this. And any content that I was able to find was so incredibly unhelpful. It was like, yeah, appeal it. Other than that, there's nothing you can do. I'm like, well, great. I'm broke as fuck, and I need to figure this out. So I was so pissed off at Facebook after having so many bullshit conversations with chat support. I got banned by Facebook chat support on multiple occasions, and then they added me back. It was so fucked up, dude. That I was so pissed off and fed up that I was like, fuck Facebook. I'm going to Google. I'm just going to learn Google Ads. And that's what I did. And I blew even more money because Google Ads is... Bro, I love the Google Ads manager so much. It actually fucking works. There's a billion settings, but I actually like that. Because there's a billion settings on every ads manager. But at least Google's fucking works more frequently. And the UI is better. Anyways. I was like, fuck it, I'm going to Google. I started doing it myself. I was like, this isn't really working. I hired an agency. Also, bad idea. Don't hire an agency if you don't have a business that's generating revenue. Like, hiring an agency to get your business off the ground is not productive. And I was like, fuck Google. I'm going to Pinterest. Because there's a few people that I knew, because of the mastermind I was in, that were fucking printing with Pinterest. They were doing like, printing at the time, it was, for me, it was like a few $100,000 per month. It's like they're printing. They're at like a 4x ROAS on Pinterest. And so I start running shit on Pinterest. And I actually do pretty decent on Pinterest. I do decent, but I'm not able to scale it. And I run into the same problem over and over again, which is getting super cheap traffic and not enough conversions. So why did I just say all that? Well, I said all that because there's a reason that Facebook is fucking king. It's because they have the best algorithm by far, and it's not even close. TikTok has cheaper traffic. Pinterest has cheaper traffic. Google has cheaper traffic depending on the source. A lot of times more expensive traffic if we're talking like search. But Facebook is still fucking king. There's a reason why everybody continues to go back. So if you're thinking, oh, I'm just going to focus on, I guess TikTok would probably be the one exception because that's most comparable to Facebook. But if you're saying like, I'm going to go learn this obscure traffic source and like, I'm going to be the guy that like makes it work on this traffic source while everybody else is so frustrated with Facebook. Just stay focused, man. Stay focused. Stay in your lane. Everybody goes through rejections. Everybody. All right. That's going to be it for today, guys. Thank you so much for this live. This was awesome. I really enjoyed it. Per usual, run more ads per usual. Talked a lot about BBA in this live. If you ever want to join BBA, work with me more closely to help you get your brand off the ground, just click the first link in the description. I got some other nice links in there as well if you like free stuff, and you can always go send me a DM on IG. Let's cue the outro. Is this working? Yeah, it is. What are we feeling today? I'm feeling some fucking 90s Memphis type shit.
When I'm that murderer, cap killer, creeping up from behind. When nothing but murder, I'm killing and willing and pilling them cats with my nine. That nigga that's not